Welcome back. So, today I'm going to read my story about Wolfie's Play Place, Book 1, Locked In. Chapter 1. Tom sat on the chair, feeling relaxed as a normal teenager. He was watching the show, then Sirens. He turned on the news with confusion because Glen Cove had barely any crime. As he watched, it said, "Shooter at Wolfies." He says he doesn't want to hurt anyone. He's just from the animatronic. He turned off the TV and went outside. Then he saw a man with a gun get in a vehicle, and the car sped away, and the police chased him down. Chapter 2. The next day, he went over to Wolfies to see if the animatronics were still there, but they were acting strange. He told an employee, but the employee said, the guy probably damaged them. I'll fix them tonight. Okay, good. I don't want anyone getting hurt, Tom replied. Then Tom went back home to get some rest. But something changed to close Wolfie's Play Place forever. Later that night, on April 13th, 2002, something bad happened. The employee went to fix the Wolfie and others. He thought Wolfie was off, but when he checked inside, Wolfie bit down on him, killing him. Tom woke up again, hearing the sound. Tom again woke up, hearing the sounds of sirens. What the heck? This week has been awful. 2 crimes in a day, shouted Tom. He turned on the news again, and Wolfie had been killed. An employee he told to fix Wolfie's was being closed forever. Tom went back to bed. Chapter 4. The next day, Tom went to Wolfie's. It was destroyed, but he went to leave, but the door was locked. Oh, great. I'm in a destroyed place with crazy robots in it, Tom said sarcastically. Tom walked and saw the demolition crew had made the place a wreck. As he walked around, he saw, I'll just call it ketchup. As he walked around, he saw ketchup on the floor. Why the heck is there ketchup on the floor? Tom asked. As he wandered around, he saw a room labeled locker room. The door was on the floor, like something knocked the door right down on the ground. There were lockers. All of them were locked except one. There was a book on the floor named My Diary. He scrolled through it to get to the present day. He found a page where he read the diary. After the shooting, the robots have been acting weird. Today, one fell over and almost hit 2 people. We will need new robots, he thought. I remember, I said to fix the robots, but they killed an innocent man. He read the next page. It was a lot more sloppy. Dear Diary, Wolfie has killed 5 more people. I'm hiding in the locker room. I am going to die. If anyone reaches, go to the safe. The only thing I think he was saying was go to the safe room, said Tom. Also, just to let you know why I said ketchup instead of BLOOD, is I want to keep this family friendly. Because then it will be demonetized. He kept exploring and found Wolfie's stage. Wolfie wasn't there. Thud. Wolfie had come from the hallway, running toward Tom. He darted for the vent. Wolfie was right behind him. As he got out and saw a switch that closed the vent door, Wolfie's hand went out and the door crushed Wolfie's hand. A loud noise was heard from his hand getting crushed. Wolfie headed back to his stage. Phew! That wolf almost killed me, Tom said with a sigh of relief. Chapter 6. Tom went back to the front entrance. He saw it was turning dark out. That's why Wolfie attacked him. Out of nowhere, Brayden the bear came down the hallway. Tom ran into the bathroom and hid in a secret hole in the wall that he made to stay overnight when he was little. Thud, thud, thud. Brayden scanned the room. He didn't see anyone and left, not noticing where Tom went. Tom left and made sure Brayden wasn't there. Chapter 7. Tom found a blanket in the prize corner. He stole 2. Tom went back into the hole. It was big, so he closed the hatch. He made one blanket a pillow and the other a blanket, and the other a blanket. He had to sleep in a secret spot, or one of the robots would kill him in his sleep. When he was falling asleep, he heard a robot moving. Thud, thud, thud. Tom woke up. Second day living in a place filled with death, said Tom. Tom peeked at the hatch and everything was clear. He walked out and scouted outside before he went out in the open. Everything was clear. Tom walked out looking for some item. He looked in the office under the desk and looked by the art gallery and found nothing. Then later, he went to the playground where there was a broken down robot on a sign. A sign, broken down robot on the floor. A sign on the wall said, "Have fun with," and then there was like ketchup blocking it. Yeah, ketchup. The name was crossed off, but it was a green dragon with black eyes, and it was destroyed. He looked in the locker room and opened a locker that had a wrench. This will be useful for killing robots, said Tom. He went in the playground to see more, to see if there was anything, but there was nothing. Oops. All of a sudden, the door was closing. It closed slowly, but he was far from it. He ran as fast as he could. He was almost at the door, but it closed. He banged on the door with a wrench. It made a small dent, but not enough to break a door. All of a sudden, the dragon robot turned on. Its soulless black eyes turned into bright blue eyes, scouting the playground. He had to hide from it for 8 hours because all of the metal doors closed at night. Thud, thud, thud. That's all he heard. The robot got close and he quietly walked away. He also discovered that he could throw something and the noise would track the robot over to that area. The robot all of a sudden looked where he was and sprinted right at him. Tom got his wrench and hit the robot right in the head. The robot fell to the ground with a loud bang. "I'm safe," shouted Tom. Then, where the robot was on the floor, he found a sledgehammer. He waited until morning because there were still robots out in the main area. Chapter 10. It was morning and the door opened up. "Finally, I'm free from the playground," shouted Tom. Then he got the idea. That was smart. He would break the glass by using a sledgehammer. The first whack, bam! The glass didn't even crack. "Uh-oh," said Tom. Tom was super tired anyway. He went to the hatch to get some rest. He woke up starving and thirsty. He remembered that there was a diner with food that was made automatically. He flipped a switch and got a sandwich and water. "Yes, I won't starve to death," shouted Tom. Chapter 11. Tom went back to the front desk to see if there was anything. He looked in the chests. He looked in the chests, but there was nothing. Then he looked on the desk and saw blueprints. "Perfect," said Tom. He looked out at them and knew that where the safe room was. Here's a picture of... I'll show you the picture, everyone. Ow. Ah. Ow. Okay. Okay. Anyways, let's get back to it. He had found a map of the entire place. He went to the gallery and started ripping down paintings until he found a door. There was ketchup on the floor, but he found gasoline and a match and a lighter. I know what I have to do, he whispered. He started putting gasoline everywhere, in the playground, on the stage, everywhere. In the play place, and the play place had gasoline. Everywhere in the play place had gasoline. He got the match and lit it. When he was about to throw it, all the robots came. Brayden, Casey, Wolfie, Dennis, the Dino, and Jim the Turtle. He threw the match. All of a sudden, the entire lobby was in flames. All the robots caught fire. Someone saw Tom and opened the door for him. He had finally escaped. He saw the play place slowly go in flames. No one was called because Wolfie was cursed and it needed to burn. The place was completely destroyed. It soon turned to ash. As Tom walked away, Wolfie got up and stared into the eye and stared at Tom. Leave a like for part 2. Well, I'm already working on one, so please leave a like so then I will actually have a purpose for that one. Okay, thanks for tuning in for this crazy thing. Goodbye.